Ahead on the Tiger Basketball Report, we will find out how the Tigers performed in their latest conference games against Drexel, Northeastern, and Delaware. Later, we'll look ahead to the Tigers' next game against William & Mary right here in CQ Arena. The Tiger Basketball Report begins now. Hello, Tiger fans, and welcome into the Towson Sports Network studios for another edition of the Tiger Basketball Report. I'm your host, Spiro Morekas. The Tigers' shooting struggles this season continue. After beating Elon for their first conference win this year, the Tigers have lost their last three conference games against Drexel, Northeastern, and a loss in overtime to Delaware, 67-64. With that, let's bring in the head coach of the Tigers, Pat Skerry. And, Coach, let's start with the Northeastern and Drexel games. Drexel, a team that you knew going in was going to try to dictate the tempo, and unfortunately they were able to succeed running that weave out front with their guards.
Yeah, they ran like that burn offense. They killed a lot of clock. They made some big plays late. We went man. We tried to go zone. They made some timely plays. The kid Wilson had a career high for them off the bench. That hurt us. And Lee and Allen obviously. Terrific players, but we were concerned going in. They had kind of shot the ball, played so poorly their first couple games. We knew they were better than that.
Now you look at them, and their record was not good. It was 2-10, I think, when the Tigers played them. But they had lost so many close games. You knew that they were gonna win one of those tight ones, and this was a tight game until late in the ball game. Unfortunately, they were able to get that victory.
Yeah, they got a really good end-of-clock guy in Damian Lee, which I think is really important. That's something that we've been struggling with, to be quite honest with you, in being in a lot of close ball games. And he made the kind of the back-breaking three with just under 2 minutes, right at 2 minutes to go. And that's I think so many games, especially in this conference, kind of come down to the last 3-4 minutes, and late clock plays are big. Guy that can step up and make one. We obviously had a special one the last couple of years that made a lot of those for us. It's important.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other issue with the Tigers against Drexel was, only 41 points. So the offense, you couldn't get the ball in the basket. And a lot of that has to do with what you always go back to, which is defensive rebounding and getting to the line.
Yeah, I think for us, we've got to be able to get second and third shots and free throw attempts, and we haven't done a good enough job in the conference in those two areas, to be perfectly honest with you. I think we're playing pretty hard. We're certainly guarding the three, which we need to continue to do, and doing a decent job controlling tempo. But we've got to have big numbers in the glass and at the foul line, and we haven't for whatever reason.
Well, before we look at talk about the Northeastern game, let's take a look at the highlights from the games against Drexel and Northeastern.
Top to Wilson. Wilson with 5 on the shot clock, backs up, starts down the lane, puts up the shot and scores. Hands it off to Davis. Over to Hawkins on the right side. Byron to the foul line into the paint. Scoop shot is up, and he spins it off the rim and scores. 5 on the shot clock. Hawkins with a 3-point shot, in and out, no good. Gavrilova goes high for the rebound, lays it up and in.
Good job.
Alex with 7. They get it to London, who gives it off to Lee with a 3-point shot, and he splashes it home. Damian Lee gives Drexel a 9-point lead, 38-29 with 9:40 remaining. Moore going to drive again. Moore with a floater off the front of the rim, no good. Foster the rebound. He puts it up, rattles it around, and it goes. 44-38. Walter with 10. First Tiger in double digits. 3:18 to go. 4. Bounces it to no one. Picked up. Damian Lee going to ride to the basket for the slam dunk. Pat Skerry calls timeout. Tigers are down 10 with 1:53 to go. Hawkins bounces it to Foster on the left. He'll take the 15-foot jumper,
right,
and he hits it.
I'll tell you, he's really come alive the last few games, Spiro.
He sure has. Astroff looking, bounces it to McGlynn in the left corner. 10 on the shot clock. 4 comes down. He'll lay it up and score. Nice move by McGlynn. And the Tigers are down 5, 14-9 Gavrilovic has it top of the key. Feeds it to McGlynn in the paint. Bounce pass down low. Layup is good by Morsell. Good look from McGlynn to Mike Morsell. Dribbles to his left. Feeds it. Left corner. Morsell going to drive the baseline. Slam dunk! And he scores. Mike Morsell, the freshman, with 4. And the Tigers down 5. What an athletic move that was. Byron dribbles to his left. Going to come down the lane. Little scoop shot up and in. Morsell going to fire a three-point shot off the back of the rim, no good. Gavrilovic with the rebound. He sets up for 3. He's got it.
I love that. I love that. He got the rebound, went out, got set, squared up, fired it.
Steal by Parker Rivera at midcourt. Tamaj going to drive, lays it up off the front of the rim. No, Davis follows with the bucket. We're tied at 34. 20 on the shot clock. Comes to the foul line, throws it into the left corner. Begley for 3, and he hits it. He's down left side of the lane, trips, ball's loose, picked up by Williams. Williams ahead to Walker. Walker slam dunk. Tamaj hands it off to 4. 4 going to drive, takes it. Reverse layup is good, and a timeout by Pat Skerry with 1:19 to go.
Wow.
52-49. Looking to get it in. Bounces it into McGlynn. 4. Backs up, going to fire 23-footer off the rim, no good. Davis stripped, ball's loose, 3 seconds left, and Walker is fouled.
All right, Coach, so you have the Drexel game, and we just saw the highlights with Northeastern, and it's a game where you're playing against the team picked to win the conference before the season starts. They've got a terrific player down low in Etherton. They've got a terrific player on the outside, David Walker, and you really shut him down, which was what you were trying to do. The problem was Etherton had a lot of success down low.
Etherton was terrific. Short turnaround for the game against Northeastern. Honestly, our game plan going in was to take away the three-point shot because they're heavily reliant on it, and try to make them beat us with twos, which they did. It was a tough one to swallow because Ford and Walker, we did a great job. They only made 3 threes, 1 from a walk-on, 2 from a guy that was 2 for 2, only made 3 on the year. And then, we got, I thought, some pretty good looks. And, I look at it, I'm like, geez, that guy goes 10 for 10. And, McGlynn and Hawkins got pretty good looks, went 1 for 10 from 3. So, we kind of fought, clawed, came back, tied it, had a chance to send it to overtime, and we just didn't kind of get over the hump. But they're good. They're really, really a gifted club on offense.
Even though you lose the ball game, you have to feel good that here you are playing with the team that was picked to win the league, and you're with them tooth and nail to the end.
Well, I think we're going to have a lot of games like that. We have to date. We've got to find a way to win those type of games. It's not for a lack of effort. Guys are playing pretty hard. I think it's a focus thing. It's a attention to detail. It's an execution piece. It's a little bit of everything. But it's not. I think we're going to be in a lot of those games. I think we got some players and the guys are playing pretty hard. But got to find a way to win them.
Bottom line is we're still only a week and a half into conference season, so a lot of basketball left to be played. And we have come to our first break. When we come back, we'll discuss the Tigers' overtime loss against Delaware on the road. The Tiger Basketball Report with head coach Pat Skerry will return right after these words.
Right now, you can get a single line with 3 gigs for $65 a month.
3 gigs, is that a lot?
That's about 100 app downloads, 45 hours of streaming music, and 6 hours of video playing.
And 5 golden rings.
I see what you did.
4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves. I really went for it there.
Yeah, you did. You really, really did.
Now get 3 gigs of data on one line for $65 a month. Switch to AT&T, buy a new smartphone, and get a $150 credit per line.
Brian Vickers, Aaron's sponsored driver. He doesn't just love racing, he lives it.
We got the paper! Woo!
His pit crew follows him everywhere. Oddly, so does his boss.
Right, sign that. Yeah!
And his passion for racing is rivaled only by his passion for errands.
No credit needed. I'll take it. Woo! Woo!
Congrats.
Aaron's makes owning easy through lease ownership, so you can own the life you want.
You'll find it on the sidewalks of Little Italy and on the porches in Catonsville. You can see it when friends meet in Mount Vernon. It's pride. Pride in our city, pride in our people. That's why MedStar Health is building the most accessible healthcare system in the region to look after everyone from Lutherville to Locust Point. So no matter where you go, no matter who you are, you're never far from MedStar.
Wise Market's ice cream plant is based in Sunbury, Pennsylvania, and is locally owned and operated. We've been making our ice cream for nearly 50 years. We create roughly 70 flavors of ice cream right now. We use local ingredients, especially our cream, which is from our milk plant. The cream is what gives our ice cream a rich and creamy texture. Now, together with our customers, we've created a product called Peanut Butter Indulgence, which will be coming out this summer. It's a peanut butter ice cream with sea salt caramel swirl, chocolate-covered pretzel. How can you go wrong with that? Personally, I love our ice cream. If you come to our house at any given time, you'll find at least 5 packets of ice cream in our freezer. Our kids grew up eating Wise quality ice cream, and now we get to treat our grandchildren to it. It's been a pleasure for me to be tasting ice cream for over 40 years for Wise Markets, and I'm loving every minute of it.
Welcome back to the Tiger Basketball Report. I'm Spiro Morekas. Well, the Tigers and the Delaware Blue Hens have now played 73 times. The Tigers in their matchup this past week were led in points and rebounding by sophomore John Davis, who took over in the second half, ending up with 18 points and 10 rebounds. For McGlynn finally got out of his shooting woes, knocking down 3 3-pointers to finish with 11 points. Coach, how big is it for Fort to have gotten those 3-point shots and maybe break the dam open?
Well, we hope big. He needs to continue to do that. He was 4 for 14 on the night. He's a better shooter than that. We've got to get better shots. We've got some guys, Spiro, not shooting up to their ability, which, is it a slump? I mean, you hope so, but that's somewhat wishful thinking. I usually feel like it's get better shots. We're going to need him to play at a high level, I think, in order to get where we're capable of getting to. Davis has been playing well. We're going to ride Davis. He's shooting over 50% from the field. We talked to our guys, say he's got to get more shots.
Well, the game against the Blue Hens, unfortunately, you had a 4-point lead late in the ball game. They were able 5-point lead late in the ball game. I remember 54-50, but they ended up tying it, going to overtime. You got a 4-point lead in overtime, but then couldn't score in the final 3:18, and it was painful for those of us rooting for the Tigers because John had a couple of shots that normally he could make in his sleep that just didn't go down.
Yeah, I thought John got good looks. Right around, right in the red zone. We got the ball into him. So, we'll live with that. We'll certainly go back to him. We had a couple plays late in shot clocks that I didn't like where we get in the lane, we've got to get a shot on the rim, and then we had 2 plays where we needed to drive it, and we took what I consider difficult jump shots. Like I said, John's shots we liked. If we get 2 more shots like that, you maybe win the game. Right. I didn't like a couple of the other possessions, though.
So the team now at 1-4 in conference play, they are for the most part a young team. Do you worry about confidence at this point, or do you not even think about that? You just let's trudge on. We've got 13 more conference games to go.
Yeah, I mean, you certainly worry about confidence. Although it's about results. So I also think it gives you a chance to really look at, hey, is a guy a passenger on the bus, or can he help drive the bus? So I get to find a little bit more about what we got. And guys that have played and played significant minutes got to play better, got to be more reliable, they got to be consistent. That's important in conference play. If not, you've got to you're going to get some inconsistencies with some younger guys, and that's not great, but then you'll have to go with them a little bit more. I mean, that's, that is what it is. Once again, the group's working hard, and I like the group, but we've had a half dozen outings now since after exams where, no disrespect to the teams that have won, but I think we've found more ways to get beat than have it. It's been taken from us as far as the other way around, and that's frustrating for everyone. You know what I mean? And one of our coaches said today, what I really like, we got 2 choices: we can quit or try harder. So that's what you find out.
Well, Coach, we know you're not going to quit. Well, before we continue, let's take a look at the highlights from the game against Delaware.
Cuts back to his left, going to take it into the paint, stops,
feeds it out. Gavrilovic, another three-point shot. This one is good by Alex. He's got 3 points, and the Tigers up by 6, 16-10, 15 on the shot clock. Backing up is Holden. Now he'll launch a long three, and he hits it.
Keith up top. Hawkins going to fire a three-point shot, and he nailed it. Byron Hawkins with his 14th three, and the Tigers back on top, 22-20 with 2 minutes to go in the half. Off the front of the rim, though, good rebound Davis. 4 seconds left. He passes it to Hawkins. Couldn't handle it cleanly. Starts up the floor, launches it from midcourt, and makes it! He hits the bucket from midcourt, and the Tigers will take a 27-25 lead. Top of the key. Holden going to drive. Holden puts it up and rejected by Eddie Keith. He came from nowhere to smack that one into the first row, and Delaware will keep possession. Holden brings it over midcourt. Tigers by 1. Holden dribbles to the top of the key, to the foul line, feeds it down low, and going up for the shot and getting fouled is Maurice Jeffers. Tied at 57. Down to 12 seconds. Feed to McGlynn on the left wing. 4. Gets a screen from Davis. Starts forward. 5 seconds to go. Drives the lane. Puts up the shot. It's blocked. Grabbed by Delaware and launched at three-quarters court by Hayes. No good. We're going to overtime. Right side to Astroff. Down low to Davis. Davis takes it underneath. Lays it up and scores and gets fouled. 1:15 to go. Tied at 64. Holden, top of the key, dribbles down the paint, feeds it down low, slam dunk King Davis. Tigers down 66-64. Pat Skerry calls timeout with 1:04 to go. Hawkins looking, throws it all the way out near midcourt. Ball's grabbed. Parker Rivera with a bomb, no good, and the ball game is going to end. And Delaware wins 67-64 in overtime. Coached the game against the Blue Hens, and they were a team that also had been struggling to win. They got that victory, but it also proves that this is a team that beat the College of Charleston last week in the Blue Hens. Your opponent coming up Saturday, that we'll talk about in a minute, was tooth and nail in a home game the other day. You look at the scores of some of these games. Northeastern, a tough one against Hofstra, was very close until late in the ball game. I don't think there's a game that you can pick who's going to win and who's going to lose if you're looking at it from the outside.
Well, we hope that's the case. I certainly think so. I mean, you know, we talk to our guys. I don't think there's a lot of good teams. I don't think anyone's really poor, which that might not have been the case. There was a couple in the last couple of years. But I don't think there's a dominant team like Delaware or us was last year. So, you know, I think I've told you this. I'm anticipating having a whole bunch of these Maylocks outings. You know, we just got to kind of find a way to, through experience, improve. I'm a little disappointed because I thought we had one of those in Elon where we had a big lead, gave it up, and then clawed our way back and found a way to execute late and win. You know, last week we were on the flip side of it. We had two that we should have found a way to get, and we didn't. So you know, it stings, it hurts, but you know, we've got to get better out of those experiences, and that's the telltale sign would be, have we learned from those things, or you know, do we have the definition of insanity? We do the same things over and over again and expect a different result.
Well, the other thing that happened in the Delaware game was you had a couple guys suffer head injuries. Alex Gavrilovic gets knocked to the ground and gets a cut, was playing the end of the ball game with a big bandage on his head. And Byron Hawkins, he missed some time. What happened to Byron? And he was able to also come back, but was there a concern at first that maybe he had suffered a concussion?
Yeah, he got the wind knocked out of him, out of his sails. He took a pretty good collision. You know, Alex, you know, he might have suffered a little concussion. We don't, you know, we're still day to day on that. I mean, it seems like we're having more of those than maybe we've normally had. It's
a non-contact sport, right?
I guess it's, you know, but injuries are part of the game. It's the next guy up, and you know, if a guy can't go, someone else has got to be ready, willing, and able to do that.
Well, they'll all be ready, willing, and able come Saturday. And coming on the other side of this break, we'll see how the Tigers are preparing for their next home game against the Tribe of William and Mary. The Tiger Basketball Report with Pat Skerry will be back in a moment.
Mariner Finance is a consumer finance company, so we offer personal loans.
Mariner Finance is a great place to work. It's a great thing for anyone with the entrepreneurial spirit.
Everybody in every office has an opportunity to achieve and grow.
Be your own leader. Be a leader amongst
the fellow coworkers in your office.
The training and development that we do at Mariner Finance is one-on-one. Someone who has been there, done it, experienced it.
There is no better feeling.
Learn with us.
Grow with us.
Run with us.
Brian Vickers, Aaron's sponsored driver. He doesn't just love racing, he lives it.
We got the paper! Woo!
His pit crew follows him everywhere. Oddly, so does his boss.
Red, sign that, sign that.
And his passion for racing is rivaled only by his passion for errands.
No credit needed. I'll take it.
Congrats.
Aaron's makes owning easy through lease ownership, so you can own the life you want.
You'll find it on the sidewalks of Little Italy and on the porches in Catonsville. You can see it when friends meet in Mount Vernon. It's pride. Pride in our city, pride in our people. That's why MedStar Health is building the most accessible healthcare system in the region to look after everyone from Lutherville to Locust Point. So no matter where you go, no matter who you are, you're never far from MedStar.
White Market's ice cream plant is based in Sunbury, Pennsylvania, and it's locally owned and operated. We've been making our ice cream for nearly 50 years. We create roughly 70 flavors of ice cream right now. We use local ingredients, especially our cream, which is from our milk plant. The cream is what gives our ice cream a rich and creamy texture. Now, together with our customers, we've created a product called Peanut Butter Indulgence, which will be coming out this summer. It's a peanut butter ice cream with sea salt caramel swirl, chocolate-covered pretzel. How can you go wrong with that? Personally, I love our ice cream. You come to our house at any given time, you'll find at least 5 packets of ice cream in our freezer. Our kids grew up eating Wise quality ice cream, and now we get to treat our grandchildren to it. It's been a pleasure for me to be tasting ice cream for over 40 years to Wise Markets, and I'm loving every minute of it.
Welcome back to the Tiger Basketball Report. I'm Spiro Morekas. The Tigers are back in action this Saturday at noon when they will host the Tribe of William & Mary here in CQ Arena. Coach, William & Mary off to a very, very good start. They're 4-1 in the conference. They're 10-6 overall. They're at home against UNC Wilmington on Wednesday night, down by 22 at one point. They come back and win the game, and I know you've said this many times publicly. You think the best player in the league is Marcus Thornton.
I do. Great win for them last night. Just finished watching it before practice. They had down 22 in the second half, came back and won. I think Marcus Thornton's a pro. You know, you got to just try to make him take tough shots. Now, they got other players, you know, Tarpey, Pruitt, Dixon, Kid Sheldon's kind of taking over Rustovan's role. You must take away the three-point shot. They are an explosive three-point shooting team. They run an up-tempo version of the Princeton offense, so they're going to test your defense. You know, one thing we've done well that we're going to need to do well now is guarded three-point shot. That's a major weapon in their offense.
You know, they're a team that a lot of these guys have been together for a while now, and they may be looking at this as, you know, Marcus is a senior. This could be our one shot to win this conference and get to the NCAA tournament, something William & Mary's never done.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure, you know, I guess that's probably in their mind. I haven't really thought much about that. I just know that it's tough to get a guy like him every year, so I'm glad he's a senior.
What is it about him that you think makes him stand out above others in the conference?
Yeah, and there's a lot of good players in the conference. Where he, to me, is above everyone else is he can make bad shots, he can get his own shots, and he gives you an unbelievable bailout guy.
Everybody would love to have that, right? No question about that. You guys, obviously, if you look at the way things have gone, you don't want to get into a shootout because that's not your style. And if this game gets into the 70s or the low 80s, that's probably not where you want to be, right?
Well, we'd take 70, 80 points if we can get them. You know, their numbers are much better defensively in the backboard than they've been. That's a credit to those guys. I think they're a little bit bigger than they've been and physical. I like their club. They get a lot of, you know, weapons, and obviously having him, you know, certainly helps. The kid Tarpey does a lot of the glue stuff: rebound, drive it, pass it, improve three-point shooter, good defensive guy. So they're good. I mean, you know, I think we've certainly got to run and get to the rim in the red zone, and we got to get a big number in the glass. To me, I'd say it's got to be a low turnover game because they're not a pressing team. And then we've got to find a way to, generate offense, which means take away the three so we can get out in transition, get to the rim, hopefully equals free throw attempts, and then big number on the glass. And that's, a lot of people will say you're not shooting the ball great or your offense. And, yeah, we haven't really shot it great all year, but we've got to get on the glass. We've got to get to the foul line in order to generate more points.
Yeah, and early in the year when you were going through that 7-game winning streak, you were dominating on the glass, and you were getting to the line a lot more than your opponents were, and that's kind of changed over the last couple weeks.
Like I said, so it's got to be a more concerted effort. It'll be an urgency. It helps you play more consistent when you're urgent. We've got to do a better job with that.
So the Tigers taking on William & Mary on Saturday at CQ Arena. Again, tickets available by calling 1-855-TU-TIGER or TowsonTigers.com. Home court. And so far, it hasn't been like last year. We only lost one game. Really important now to defend these games because you've kind of gotten yourselves into a hole.
We got to win Saturday. We have to play very well to do it. I mean, other than that, we won't look past that. We understand how good they are, how well we got to play. But it's like anything with when you got a newer team or really any team, you're looking for a response. What's that old saying? Dale Carnegie, a pretty successful businessman, frustration and failure or disappointment and failure are the cornerstones of success. So I'm curious to see, who kind of rises up a little bit. And like I said, guys got to make plays. We're certainly looking for one or two guys to kind of put their stamp on it and say, hey, I got it, I can carry it. I think the one guy that's done that has been Davis. A couple other guys, you got to help them carry the piano. It's a big piano.
You've had some trouble earlier in the year. Tomaj maybe getting in foul trouble, and then against Delaware, Walter getting in foul trouble. But Walter has started to show. I mean, he scored the first basket of the game against Delaware. Until the Delaware game, he was starting to show more offensive prowess than we had seen out of him.
Yeah, I think we will. He cares. He's prideful. He's working pretty good. And he's got the ability to do that, so we're pretty optimistic that that'll be a pretty consistent thing moving forward.
He's got a pretty nice mid-range jumper. Is that something he's just started to develop? Because we didn't see much of it last year.
You know what? He's had it, and he's worked at it, and I think where I always have a high level of respect for Walter is he's ultimately just concerned with winning. And last year, at times, he passed up shots because he felt like some other guys needed to shoot it. And that's something that we've got to do a little bit better job as a group.
Tomaj, he's seemed to have some troubles down low getting the ball in the basket. How do you work on that?
He's got to play better. He's capable of playing better. He's worked hard. He's talented. Certainly I believe he wants it. So he's got to rebound it. He's got to get to the foul line. He's only taken 10 free throw attempts in 5 conference games. That's how, if he's going to score the ball, he's going to get to the foul line.
All right. We have to take one more break. When we come back, we'll have more of the Tiger Basketball Report after these words.
Right now, you can get a single line with 3 gigs for $65 a month.
3 gigs, is that a lot?
That's about 100 app downloads, 45 hours of streaming music, and 6 hours of video playing.
And 5 golden rings.
I see what you did.
4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves. I really went for it there.
Yeah, you did. You really, really did.
Now get 3 gigs of data on one line for $65 a month. Switch to AT&T, buy a new smartphone, and get a $150 credit per line.
Mariner Finance is a consumer finance company, so we offer personal loans.
Mariner Finance is a great place to work. It's a great thing for anyone with the entrepreneurial spirit.
Everybody in every office has an opportunity to achieve and grow.
Be your own leader. Be a leader amongst the fellow coworkers in your office.
The training and development that we do at Mariner Finance is one-on-one. Someone who has been there, done it, experienced it.
There is no better feeling.
Learn with us.
Grow with us.
Run with us.
Brian Vickers, Aaron's sponsored driver. He doesn't just love racing, he lives it.
We got the paper! Woo!
His pit crew follows him everywhere. Oddly, so does his boss.
Red, sign that, sign that.
And his passion for racing is rivaled only by his passion for errands.
No credit needed. I'll take it.
Woo!
Congrats.
Aaron's makes owning easy through lease ownership, so you can own the life you want.
Welcome back to the Tiger Basketball Report. Coach, thanks for joining us. And you've heard of Bobby Knight, maybe?
Yes, I have.
He once said, you're not playing against the opponent, you're playing against the game of basketball.
That's pretty profound, right? It's time to get down or lay down, Spiro.
All right. That's it for another edition of the Tiger Basketball Report. Go Tigers.